Hey, what's up, Cool Like That peeps? It is me, your Cool Like That Asian in the house. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. This is my 30,000th time trying to start this video. My last video, I actually bloopered it out where I started crying during the video. So I'll probably think about putting that on YouTube, but I wanted to start this video up again while I got myself together after the fact. But I'm not going to go in that direction that I did. So you guys will see that on YouTube probably sometime soon. But I wanted to do podcasting get back to this like I've been saying for the last couple of weeks. Like I said in the last video, yeah, that's going to be a video. This is going to be a podcast. But what I said in the video is that my mood has been a little blah. So it's been just like at a level where I just don't feel anything. So I'm a little numb. It's kind of normal, I think, but maybe need to talk to my psychologist again and ask her what's going on. But I wanted to, I wrote down what I'm going to be talking about in the next couple of podcast videos, and not podcast videos, but the podcasting. So my first topic really was talking about my life and how it started, but I wanted to talk about my first gay experience and being exposed to my sexuality. And I'm not going to say it's my first gay experience because, like I said in the video, that I actually was kind of molested, not kind of, but I was molested as a child. And that's a part of me that I just don't want to go into right now. I just don't feel comfortable, I guess. It doesn't matter who, what, where, what, when. It doesn't matter. I'll talk about it later sometime if I really want to get into that aspect of life. But I'll talk about my real first gay experience, the one that I actually remember, which was kind of a shitty experience. That one I could also say that it happened right before I was 18. It was back in the AOL days. You remember, if you guys remember the AOL days where it was dial-up, where if somebody picked up the phone, they would interrupt your internet service, and it would drop your internet service, and you would have to wait till it dials back up again. So, and then people would bug you to get off of the internet to use the phone. So that's how old I am, people. So I'm just going to leave it at that. But my first gay experience was when AOL started. I had no idea what was porn or anything like that, or stuff like that. So when I realized there was those AOL chat rooms, I didn't know what M for M was, male for male. I didn't know any of that. I was still young and I didn't know. So when I realized there was these chat rooms, and all of a sudden I would be like, oh, this is interesting. So just started to chat, and then, come to find out, you really, really, you meet these really old fart men that was predators, basically. I guess I don't remember if I exposed my age at the time. I was about 17 going on 18, maybe 16, 17, going on 18, I think. And I didn't, I guess at that time, internet was so new to us that we just really didn't know, people didn't know how to check ages or whatnot. And that's when I first experienced the whole hot chat and talking to guys. So I remember talking to someone, and then basically me being home alone and nobody around, and giving the guy my phone number, right? So giving the guy my phone number, and pretty much, oh gosh, this is getting too deep, right? So I didn't realize it was going to get this deep, but giving the guy the phone number, and we just chatting, and then all of a sudden it gets into the sexual chat where I'm just like, what is happening here? The first experience in life. But that was my first actual gay experience, right? So phone sex, all of that. But down the I didn't realize that I was getting into a territory that I was not prepared for, where, you had these men that were just wanting a good time, right? So my very first gay experience, and my mom, I am so sorry you're gonna hear this if you are not turning this off already, but I'm sorry I put you guys in danger on this one. But I said, okay, tonight I did this local guy on Maui. Basically, we talked, and the guy wanted my phone number. He wanted to come over and just do it. And I wasn't prepared for butt sex or anything like that, or any of that nastiness. All right, so I wasn't prepared for that, and so I said, okay, come really late in the night, and pretty much you can come over. I snuck the guy in, okay, into my bedroom. So I had my own room. Snuck the guy in quietly, and came into the room. This guy was a hefty guy, okay, and it was not a pleasant experience for me. And if people think their very first experience is going to be the best experience ever, it was memorable, but not that fun. Okay, it hurt. Let me just tell you. So that first experience, when I brought the guy in, I didn't know what type of what it was, right? I was just young, naive, and just going with the flow with my sexuality and trying to figure that out all out. And so brought the guy in. Guy smoked, and you could tell he smoked, and I can remember the smell of smoke on that guy's breath, and it stank like holy hell water. And it just was not pleasant. So I can't remember the whole experience, but I can remember him saying, I want to put it in, right? And when he did, it was just too much for me. It hurt. It just was too much. And I just was not prepared for it. I wasn't prepared for it, and it hurt. And I said, just out, stop. And I guess he knew to stop, I guess, but he wanted to do it again. And he said no. So, he did his whatever, and he got out. It wasn't very pleasant. And I would have thought, okay, this is not fun. This is not fun, people. And that's when I realized, as I grew older, it was an experience that I shouldn't have been put in, right? So the internet can be a very, very dark place for people. And that's when I realized that that's where a lot of people had. And I remember as a kid, my mom was like, so I see these services on my bill, and I want to know who is making these phone calls or who is going into these websites, because I know who it is. And I knew she was talking about me. So, Mom, I admit it was me trying to figure it all out. So, hopefully she can forgive me for all of that. But that was my very first experience as realizing that, is this somebody that I want to be? Is somebody that I'm growing into? And I had to figure it all out. And it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to try to figure things out. But at that young of an age, it's a matter of what's going on. Do you have issues? And I kind of shied away from talking about that. That wasn't the best experience that I've had. No, it wasn't. It was not fun. And if it kept on happening like that, I don't think I would have been gay, I guess. I don't know. That's a joke, because you can't change who you are. But it's how you're going to make up for it later down the road, right? But that experience was not happy. And just to break it down, it was a very hefty guy trying to prey on a 16 or 17-year-old. And yeah, it wasn't fun. But, you know, I had to have those experiences, that those not fun times, to where this is not what I want. When I'm sexual with anybody, this is not what I want. And basically that, yeah, it wasn't fun. So a lot of people will say my very first time was the best experience. So when you see it on Queer as Folk, it's never that pretty. Okay. It is never that pretty. If you see it in Brokeback Mountain, it's never that pretty. Okay, you go through some of that stuff in Brokeback Mountain where you want to be with the person that you can't have, but you really want that, but it's not always that pleasant. But you can always make it as pleasant as you want it to be later down the road. But yeah, not very interesting. But it's a memorable time for me to kind of remember that. Yeah, it was a time where I was experiencing my sexuality, and parts of it was fun, parts of it wasn't, and most of the part was not fun when I first experienced it. So knowing that, I think it kept me from doing other sexual stuff with other guys until I was legally 18. Then I was emancipated and I was able to do whatever I wanted. So that was pretty much my first. It wasn't my first boyfriend. It wasn't my first, because my first boyfriend, sorry to say, I'm sure he's going to listen to this. It was a growing thing, and I wasn't happy. And, I left things as it was at that time. So I ran where I could just experience life, where I wanted to experience just life itself. And, along the way, I just want to, when I tell these stories, I just want to make sure that people don't feel hurt by it. But I know it's going to hurt some people when I talk about experiences. When I talk about a lot of my life, people are going to get hurt. So I just, if you feel hurt and you want to talk about it, I'm always here to talk about it. But I'm a straight shooter. I'll just say it like it is, and just want to be as open and transparent as possible about my life and how I grew up and what happened, and whatever mistakes that I made in the past, I try to learn from it and try to make myself better in terms of how I treat people, how I go through life. So a lot of times, me making the same mistake over and over and over again is one of the things that I probably won't. I can't say I won't, but it's hard for me to do. But there was a lot of more pleasant experiences that you guys will get to hear from me later down the road. So you guys get to see the life and my journey till now, and then you guys get to experience all the life and journeys from then on. But that was my very first experience. Not very exciting, but whatever. Tell me about your first experience. Was it exciting for you? Was it great for you? Your first experience. So don't need to get into details like I did. I don't think I went into too much detail. But yeah, I invited the guy. Let me just back up a little bit. Invited the guy into the house, and my family was there. Okay. So I guess that was the most exciting thing about it, but not really the exciting thing about it, because I could have gotten caught and the guy could have gotten whatever happened to him. So yeah, sorry, Mom. That's what happened. So anyways, hopefully you guys are doing great out there. And I love you guys. Sorry, I'm looking a little haggard right now. Finished work and wanted to do a podcast for you guys. But I will catch you guys later. I'll put that other video, the blooper video, up on YouTube, and then you guys get to hear the actual podcast that I was talking about. But I hope everybody stays safe, especially with the Delta variant happening. Just stay safe out there. All right. Stay home. It's okay to stay home for a little bit. All right. But I love you. I'll catch you guys later. Bye.